Hey there! So today I'm sharing an exercise that can help with tongue tension. We're going to go over some details about the tongue, how it may be affecting your tone, and then sit at the piano and run through a few exercises so we can try it together. Before we dive in, I want to tell you about something I made for you. I made a new vocal warm-up series free to download on my website, my gift to you, and I think you're going to love it. So what's different about this warm-up series? Well, I made each one specifically designed for your vocal range. So whether you're a high voice, let's say soprano, or a medium high voice, mezzo-soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, you have vocal warm-ups just for your range. You will find them on my website and that information is below, so head on over and grab your warm-ups. But let's say you're not sure what voice type you are, and that's not a problem, it happens all the time. Or maybe you just want to try a couple of the different warm-ups. That's easy too. Download all you want at tricialinus.com. So tongue tension is one factor that can really affect the quality of your tone. If you don't like how you sound, the tongue can be one of the culprits. So here are some ways that you may be experiencing tongue tension. The tone could actually feel tight while you're singing, heavy, labored, or even tense. The voice may not be able to move as quickly to those different notes that you're singing. You may actually feel tightness in the back of your tongue or in the root. Some clients also describe the sound as not having warmth or energy or beauty, kind of a flat tone. Tongue tension can also affect the quality of your diction, your vowels. So the tongue is moving, right, into different positions depending on what word or vowel you're singing or sustaining. So when there's tongue tension, your voice doesn't have a consistent sound with the diction. It can feel like the sound is all over the place, front and back, okay? Tongue tension can also make high notes feel hard, for as the larynx wants to tilt to allow the lengthening of the vocal folds for those high notes, the base of the tongue can tighten, not allowing the flexibility in the larynx needed to sing those high notes with ease. And here's another way it can show up. When you're descending or going down in pitch, the tongue can tighten, making the tone sound unnecessarily dark or heavy or forced or muffled. So, a couple of cool facts about the tongue is that it has several layers. Most of the muscles in our body, they actually connect at both ends, but obviously, no, the tongue does not. It only connects at one end. Now, when in motion, it works much like an elephant trunk or an octopus tentacle. It's very agile and flexible and versatile. This has a versatile range of motion. And here's another cool fun fact, is that no two tongues are the same. Even with identical twins, they have different tongues as well, just like fingerprints. So, what I have found in my journey to release my own tongue tension and in helping my clients do the same is that an exercise can really help. But sometimes because of the complexity of the muscles in the tongue, don't be surprised if you need to have a few different tongue relaxation exercises in your tool bag. Singing with a relaxed, fluid, and flexible tongue may need a little finessing on different levels. So today what you're going to need is a pencil or a pen. Now let's head over to the piano and I'll show you how to do these exercises. All right, here we are at the piano and here's what I want you to do with the pencil. Here we go. Ugh. The tip of your tongue is behind the bottom front teeth, right here. Okay? The back of the tongue is stretching slightly up and forward. I'm really moving that tongue up and out of the way. Okay? Everybody's tongue is a different length, but if your tongue doesn't want to stretch out, similar to mine, maybe because it's wound up in the back or feeling tight, so just keep at it. Not only does this exercise give the tongue a nice stretch, but it will reveal to you where the tongue wants to unnecessarily get involved while singing. So, as we sing, you will notice the tongue wanting to pull back. Your pencil or pen may even shoot out across the room. Make sure there's no one around that you can hurt. So this is a sign that your tongue is controlling and tightening when it shouldn't. Okay, try it again. For some of you, you may notice that this stretches also your jaw, right? So your jaw may be really tight. I know mine was when I first started this, and it may resist this action as well, but we want to have a loose jaw, so work the stretch in a little bit at a time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with an ah vowel, of course, because it's really hard to make any other vowel with this position. And we're just going to start on one note so you can get a feel. So I'm just going to pick, middle C. You pick whatever note feels good to you. Ah, ah. So what am I feeling? What questions am I asking myself while I'm doing this exercise? So I'm feeling a stretch in the root, that back of the tongue is coming up and forward. I'm feeling that stretch in the jaw for sure. I'm also feeling a stretch for the tongue to be forward, right? I'm not just letting it feel retreated in the back of my mouth. I'm not letting it sit inside. Okay, the sides of my mouth are relaxed, right? We don't want them to be spread, so I don't want this. I want this. Okay? So let's sing a few notes in a row so we can just get a feel for this, okay? Cool. So while this exercise is stretching the tongue, it's helping us find our tone without the tongue involvement. So feel what that's like. The throat is relaxed, the jaw is as slack as possible, and I'm sensing the space behind the tongue, above the tongue in the pharynx area, okay? I want you to feel that as well, because we want to sense that we get the stretch of the tongue, but we also want to sense the space without the tongue that's in there, that we're making the tone from that place. Can we try that again? And as I'm breathing in, I'm really relaxing the throat. I'm really feeling my breath low in my body. I'm making sure that my shoulders are relaxed as well. Great. So now let's try a succession of notes. Don't be surprised as we start to move tones a little more quickly, the tongue may start to pull, okay? So just know that this is part of the cool awareness that you're getting from this exercise. So how's your tongue doing? Hopefully it's doing okay. If not, don't worry. The more you do this, the more you will feel what it is to not have the tongue involved, okay? So let's head up to some higher notes, okay? We're gonna go from a 1, 5 back to a 1. We're gonna hold the note and we're gonna feel that space behind the tongue. I'm drooling. Are you drooling? Yes. Good. How's it feeling? So as I'm singing, I'm aware of my tongue, right? But I'm also feeling that space behind it. So I'm sensing, what does that note feel like when the tongue muscle is not tightening or not involved? And again, don't be surprised if the tongue gets a little tight and that pencil goes flying. So now let's try some arpeggios, okay? So we're gonna really go from bottom to top. Let's see what happens with the tongue. I'm gonna do that one again. Cool. So after you play around this for a while, and you can kind of feel where the places that the tongue is pulling, where you kind of want to finesse those areas a little bit, awesome. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to play with taking the pencil in and then out again, okay? So this is what that's gonna look like. Cool. Okay, let's try another one. Cool. So the tongue is just lying there, laying there, laying there, lying there, whatever it is. That's what I want you to feel. Floppy, easy, relaxed tongue, and you're sensing the tone around it, not in it. Okay, cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try that succession of notes how we did before, okay? Awesome. Now let's try some of that 1-5-1 high notes, things that we were playing with before. That's a sticky spot for me, so I know that I need to do that again, okay? That's right there. I need to relax that tongue a little bit more. Awesome. Now you want to play with the arpeggios? Let's see what happens. Cool. So once you've played around with that and you feel like you're getting the feeling of what the tongue can be without the pencil or the pen involved, what that sound feels like, then you can apply it to one of your songs, okay? It doesn't matter the style or the genre or the type of the song that you love to sing. This exercise will show you where the tongue is interfering and getting in the way of your awesome sound, okay? So put the guitar away, just scoot away from the piano, go under tempo, and observe and feel what's happening with the tongues in that beautiful space where it's just lying there, okay? So pencil in first with your song and then pencil out. And I'm just gonna do happy birthday, okay? Now pencil will be out. Can you tell the whole time I'm really trying to feel my way through that, right? So it may not sound perfect at this point, but my practice here is to make sure that that tongue is out of the way, right? We're kind of micro focusing on that right now. But that octave jump, that's going to happen a lot in your songs. You're going to have a lot of intervals and jumps in your songs. You're going to feel that you're going to have to do those octaves, and you don't want your tongue getting in your way. So you have lots to play with here, right? Lots to explore, lots to feel, lots to refine. What you will notice too, that if you do this for just about 10 or 15 minutes, the rest of your practice time will actually be better because you've given your tongue a nice deep stretch while relaxing the throat, releasing the jaw. And for those of you that do yoga, you may recognize this. That kind of reminds you of doing that dragon's breath stretch, right? I know I do that when I do my sun salutation. So have fun with this and let me know how it goes. Please feel free to ask me any questions about the content of this video. And as always, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.